The year was 1961. It was a time before everyone had their own cinematic universe, before the Avengers ever assembled, and even before Spider-Man. Marvel made their first family, the Fantastic Four. It was a hit. People loved the characters. They were wacky and silly characters, but they had a lot of heart to them. The team functioned like an actual family. Mr. Fantastic is the absent-minded dad buried in his work. Invisible Woman is the caring, level-headed mom. Human Torch is the attention-seeking younger brother. And finally, Ben is the protective big brother of the team. The following decade saw the Fantastic Four in multiple comics and TV shows. Then the movies came and destroyed the reputation. The Fantastic Four movies have a reputation of being cursed. This is because there have been 4 movies made. Only 3 were actually released, and none of them were fantastic. They supposedly got worse with each installment, but I'm here to tell you that, well, they're not totally wrong. These movies aren't great, but I think some are pretty underrated. Reed Richards and his best friend, Ben Grimm, are researching a cosmic energy cloud in space. Joining them on their expedition is Victor Von Doom, an old college rival of Reed's. They are also joined by brother and sister pair, Sue and Johnny Storm. Ben doesn't like Johnny.
If you're good, maybe next time Daddy will let you drive.
You keep talking and there won't be a next time.
Oh, also Sue is Reed's ex and now she's dating Victor. Sure hope that doesn't lead to Reed being unfocused during the mission and lead to a huge disaster that almost gets everyone killed. Victor proposes to Sue in order to make Reed jealous. Reed interrupts them because he miscalculated how fast the cosmic energy waves were going. Aw darn. Looks like everyone is about to die because Reed couldn't get over his crush. Victor has Reed go help the others so that he can lock him out and leave him to die. Sue tries to stop him, but Victor won't listen. Look, I know what he's doing is bad, especially sending someone to their supposed death just because you're jealous of them, but I mean, apart from that, I think Doom might be justified here. Sure, he could have been nicer about it.
You can't just leave them out there!
Watch me.
But at the same time, Ben and Johnny kinda deserve their fate, because somehow Ben and Johnny didn't see this heading right towards them. By the time Ben tries to make his way back to the station, it's too late. Everyone gets hit by the cosmic rays and the whole station starts to explode. Wow, what a dire situation that may or may not all be Reed's fault. I wonder how everyone will get back to Earth safely with the station being destroyed. Or you can just fade to black and gloss over everything. It's not like that raises any important questions or anything. I like the misdirection when Ben wakes up in the hospital, thinking that he's been disfigured.
Unfortunately, the doctors just couldn't do anything to fix your face.
Turns out everyone is just fine. Getting hit with intense amounts of radiation didn't affect them at all. Except Victor. He has a hideous scar on his face. Ew, look at that thing. It's disgusting. Johnny decides he's had enough of stupid doctors telling him what to do, because what do they know? He tells the nurse to go snowboarding with him, and then sexually assaults her. Wow, he's so cool. Or should I say, hot?
Boo this man!
Hey, listen, I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. His temperature is literally over 200 degrees. Wait, 200 degrees? Holy shit, he should be dead. The nurse needs to help him right away. Or she can snowboard with him? She must be the worst nurse I've ever seen in a movie.
My future wife!
Johnny catches fire and creates a little hot tub. The nurse seeing this does the most logical thing, which is have sex with him. Is this girl even a nurse? Also, if they have sex, shouldn't this girl just melt? As this is going on, Reed and Sue discover their powers. They go to see if anything happened to Ben, but he's already escaped the facility. Johnny also walks in with the girl's jacket around his waist. I know she could have just been polite and given him the jacket to cover up, but I think I was right and she just melted when they had sex. Ben puts on a disguise he saw in a movie one time and goes to see his wife. Ben's wife is just so happy to see him, like she just couldn't be happier. Welcome home, Ben. Ben gets all sad and goes to a bridge where a bird takes a dump on him. Wow, that's gotta be one of the biggest FUs from the universe ever. As if things couldn't get worse, a guy attempting to unalive himself walks up behind Ben. This is the music they play during this scene. It really highlights how wacky this is. This man is so depressed and now lost the will to live. Hilarious. I wonder what wacky thing could happen next. Manslaughter? Oh wait, he's alive somehow. Not sure about all the other cars that crashed though. Somehow, Reed, Sue, and Johnny are on that same bridge. The three of them need to get to Ben, but the crowd is too dense. They convince Sue to turn invisible and sneak through the crowd, but she needs to take her clothes off. While doing so, she becomes visible and everyone sees her in her underwear. Very funny stuff. She turns back invisible and sneaks through the crowd. On the other side, Johnny gives her clothes back because he and Reed just walked around the other side. Was all that just to show Jessica Alba in her underwear? What the fuck? Hope this doesn't become a trope in these movies. That'd be weird. Johnny saves the girl from a fireball. He shields her with his flaming body, and somehow doesn't set her ablaze. Also, his clothes manage to stay intact. What, we can see Jessica Alba in her underwear but not Chris Evans? Cowards. The fireball is so big that it keeps spreading up the bridge and towards a fire truck. The fire truck swerves out of the way and nearly crashes off the bridge. Luckily, Ben and Reed are able to save the firefighters. Ben is about to be arrested for doing nothing, well, except for. But thankfully, everyone starts cheering for him. Yeah, thank God they were there. Who knows what could have happened if they didn't cause a massive car accident. Because everyone is so proud of Ben for fixing his own mess, the cops decide not to arrest him. Guess cops in this universe operate the same way as a dance competition. The more applause, the more likely you're innocent. Sir, you're under arrest. What are you doing? You know what? I was just about to arrest you for vehicular manslaughter, but after seeing all these strangers clap and cheer because of you, I've decided to drop the charges. In fact, how about I drive you down to the mayor's office where you can get a key to the city? Really? No. Just as Ben was starting to feel joy in his life, his fiancée arrives at the bridge and removes her wedding ring. Why is the universe being so unapologetically cruel to Ben right now? I mean, his wife likely saw on TV that Ben was involved in a major bridge catastrophe, traveled all the way from her apartment to the bridge, pushed past the crowd that was cheering for him, and was like, yeah, I still think you're a fucking disgusting, gross-ass monster and I want a divorce. And then immediately leaves. Who has that much time for that? She's the absolute worst, but moving on. There is a pretty good emotional moment where Ben tries to pick up the wedding ring. He can't because of his mutated fingers, so Reed picks it up for him, promising to find a cure for him. Now that the Fantastic Four are public superheroes, they can spend the rest of the movie sitting around and arguing about their powers. What? Did you want them to go around and fight other bad guys as a team? Oh, no. The movie has much more important things to do, like develop Sue and Reed's relationship. I sure hope they can put aside their grievances and get back together. Johnny continues to seek out public spotlight and gives names for every member of the Fantastic Four.
They call me the Human Torch. Ladies call me Torch. That's the Invisible Girl.
What about your leader, Reed Richards? I hear you call him Mr. Fantastic.
What do you call that thing?
That's it. The Thing.
Man, Ben just can't catch a break in this movie. It really feels like the world is out to get him. Luckily, Ben does find some happiness in the form of Alicia. She's blind, so she can't see Ben, but boy, can she feel him. She really feels him. Okay, you can stop now. Please stop. Throughout the movie, Victor's body has started to transform into metal. He got increasingly more unstable and eventually lost control of his company and mind. He's Green Goblin. He's just a less interesting Green Goblin. He even kills the doctor and the board member who fired him. He has vague electricity powers, so that's different, I guess.
It's my birthday. Now it's time for me to light my candles.
Victor convinces Ben that he's the only person who can cure him and that his friends don't care about him. Johnny proves Victor right.
It's clobbering time!
It's catchy, right?
After he cures Ben, he absorbs enough energy so that he can kill the rest of the Fantastic Four. He blames them for his deteriorating condition, especially Reed because he still gets jealous. Victor finally becomes Dr. Doom and abuses his fiancée. Alright, they had a relationship or something. Doom is about to kill Sue until Ben busts through the wall. Thankfully, Doom is polite enough to stand there and let Ben say his one-liner.
It's clobbering time.
Ben squares off with Doom, but he's defeated. Before Doom can kill Ben, Reed and Sue stop him. Wait, I feel like this just happened. With their powers combined, the Fantastic Four are finally able to defeat Dr. Doom.
What happens when you rapidly cool hot metal?
city throws a party for the Fantastic Four, and Reed proposes to Sue. Oh my god, finally! I've been waiting all movie for them to kiss. The movie ends with Johnny happily polluting the air.
Millions of Americans are on alert, being urged to stay indoors, as much of the Northeast is experiencing the worst air quality on record since 1999.
Oh, also there's a credit scene. I think Mr. Fantastic is fine in this movie. He's not bad, and I think the casting is really good. And his relationship with Ben is heartwarming. Other than that, there's nothing really that stands out about Reed. Except those effects. My god. It also doesn't help that most of his story revolves around his relationship with Sue, and I just don't care. At all. It feels so CW and forced. I think if they started the movie out with the two of them together, it would have been much better. But they went with the will they won't they route. Fantastic.
Say that again? Shut the fuck up.
I don't really like Invisible Woman in this movie, for the same reasons as Reed. Most of her story revolves around her relationship with Reed, and again, I just don't care about it. I think a large portion of this has to do with the fact that they're always arguing and it doesn't feel like they actually like each other at all. The movie tells you that they had feelings for each other, but they never show you. Also, I don't buy into Sue and Victor's relationship. There's zero romantic chemistry between her and Doom. They don't feel like a couple at all. I honestly don't think she likes him even as a friend. I don't have much to say about Johnny for the first movie, so I'll save my opinions on him for the next movie. Ben is the best character in this movie. He's the emotional center of the movie, and I think the actor does a really great job. It really feels like the whole world is out to get him, and he can't escape it. Every time Ben loses his temper, I can totally see why. He's constantly driven to the edge by douchebags like Johnny, and his personal life is falling apart. What makes it even more sad is that he doesn't even deserve this. He's shown to always be there for his friends, even if it means losing a chance at a normal life. He's the rock that holds the team together, and it's why I love him. This movie has been called by many the best Fantastic Four movie, which I know isn't saying much, but I still don't think this is really deserving of that title. Hell, I wouldn't even say it's the second best, but we'll get to that. This movie kind of feels like it's hindered by being an origin story. Yes, they get their powers relatively quickly, but the rest of the movie is them adapting to their new powers. There's not really much else going on. Stuff doesn't start happening until Doom goes full supervillain in the last 30 minutes or so. After the bridge scene, I would have liked to see them try to be a team and fight other villains like Mole Man. They can get in the way of each other and not function properly as a team. This can make the ending much more satisfying when they're finally able to team up and defeat Doom. So overall, I think this movie is fine. It plays it very safe and doesn't take any risks. There's nothing wrong with that, it's just that throughout the 20 years since this movie came out, there have been a shit ton of other superhero movies. Some brought unknown characters into the spotlight and completely reinvented them. Others tell compelling stories that are allegories for real-world problems such as racism and depression. What I'm trying to say is that this movie doesn't do anything to make itself stand out. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. It just kinda exists, and that's okay. Honestly, this is all kind of a very high compliment knowing what comes after this movie. But first, we gotta talk about the sequel.